This is a Headgum original.
Rolling audio.
Speeding.
Is it not
Welcome to the show. Sorry. I thought you wanted me to take the lead.
What did I do or say this morning before we started recording that made you think that I wanted you to take the lead?
I thought you texted me, can you sort of drive the ship this episode? But maybe I misread that. Oh, here, join our cloud HD video meeting. Sorry.
So just a link.
I thought it was like, steer the ship, as it were. What
Let's
were you
bury
gonna
the
say?
lead. Yeah. I was going to say, let's bury the lead today for the audio listeners and see how long we can go without saying who the special guest is. And don't say
Johnny.
it'll be in the spot.
Johnny Villa, right?
Yeah, hi everybody. It's good to be back.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very. Yeah, I missed
I
that.
wanted to play the Everybody song.
No, you're
I
not
know.
allowed to.
Well, I know I'm not allowed to, but then now, do you hear the silence? Do you hear like the lack of energy? Like, it's
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stoked.
Oh, okay.
Get
Stupid.
stoked.
Get
We
Is
gotta
there like a
figure this
copyright
shit
claim
out.
from UMG?
Welcome back to the show, Johnny
Okay.
Corella J. Ville.
Kind of.
Johnny Villa himself.
It's good to be back once again. Thank you for
you
finally
had
letting
a
me
bad
on.
day.
That's the best we can do.
Okay. I'll take it.
That's really sad, to be honest.
I would say that Johnny's, for the audio listeners, he's dressed to the fines.
Is that less than nines?
Like Ralph Fiennes? or-
Yeah, like Ralph.
Rafe.
Rafe.
Rafe is
Yeah.
his name? Oh, okay.
Now, I know everybody's excited for Villa's return to the Villa, which is what I call the New York studio, along with Studio Hate on the LA coast and Studio Geoff. Those are the 3 studio names for me. I wanted to kind of lay out some ground rules for today's episode because I feel like the past couple of weeks have been ad hoc / nauseum. Does that make sense? And do we all agree?
No, but continue.
Well, I'm not
going
going to agree in advance.
Okay. Rule number 1, ground rule number 1.
You gotta have
overlapping
fun.
dialogue. What's that?
I said you gotta have fun. Rule number 1.
No,
you
that's
gotta have fun.
absolutely not the first. The first rule is overlapping dialogue, which we just were doing a good job of there. And now I feel like it's
Okay.
fizzling out. There we go. Basically, let's cut each other off a lot. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's highly doable.
Yeah, I can do
Okay,
that.
or
Yeah.
you love the rule?
I feel like I
Okay.
did that a lot.
Number
in the
2?
first few
Now
minutes.
that was really good with the rule.
Okay,
Yeah.
number 2.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Let's
Oh,
avoid talking too much about my concussion. Right? I feel like everybody
I don't
keeps
think
bringing
any
it
of
up.
us were going to start, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard because I hit
Yeah.
my head again.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
regardless, it's going to be apparent that you have a concussion.
But
as
people
the
were saying
episode
that
goes
I
on.
had, brain trauma before I hit the head.
Sure, right.
Sure, and there's that overlapping dialogue. So I feel like we are abiding a lot by the first rule, and I do appreciate
Right.
it. But I feel like the second rule has already kind of gone back on itself because we're talking about is the head injury.
All you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
If possible, this is rule number 3. If possible, let's switch on. Let's switch on over to Studio G.
What is that? What do you mean?
It's the bigger studio in LA.
I know what it is because I
Right.
work for the company.
Okay.
And we
Yeah.
can't do that. You're in your house.
Yeah, we thought you
That's
were
true.
going to be in studio.
Yeah,
I
we
know,
would've
but we
offered
could
you
still put
Studio
a
G.
pause. We could put a pause on the episode. You guys keep recording, see whatever, fool's gold you come up with, and then Amir and I drive over to the studio.
I don't
It
think
would take me like
that's
10
necessary.
minutes just to get there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for Studio G, that's worth it.
Oh,
That's-
a cat.
Jeff's real life appears.
A kitty emerged.
Ground rule number 4, not a peep from Joel.
That's
Unless he's staying
so
put a
fucked.
lot.
Staying put a lot? What do you mean by that?
So, and I'm so glad you asked, Johnny, just for a refresher for everybody. I doled out New Year's resolutions on the first episode of the year, and I gave everybody their own resolution. Joel's
Okay.
was to stay put a lot.
He wanted me to travel the world,
Uh-huh.
become more worldly, learn more about different cultures, but specifically not to enter Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. I can abide by that rule. I think Philadelphia's
So Joel, it
bad,
seems like
bad place.
visually it looks like you're in the New York studio, so I think you're good. So let's hear a lot from you. Ground rule number 5. Marika is free to take the reins whenever she wants, but if she's going to, fucking give your druthers.
Jesus.
Can you do that?
Well, I'm not going to agree to anything.
What? These are ground rules. Everybody's supposed to agree. We cannot continue the episode unless we
We've
all
already
agree.
hear them
broken
all, and
rule
then
2.
Yeah,
We'll
you already
negotiate.
we already broke a rule. I'm also not going to agree because I feel like agreement would be agreement to taking the reins, which I'm not going to do because I would rather give reins to Johnny as
Yeah.
our special guest.
That's
I
humble
really
of you.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
it's also sort of, hectic
It's also sort
you.
of what?
Hectic of
Really?
you.
It's hectic of me.
The last ground rule is to enjoy the ride. Can we all just
Awful.
try to have fun today and not like let all of our real life fissions get in the way?
I feel like the
Anal
last
or
ground rule of
otherwise.
these. I feel like the last rule of all these is always you can get up and go to the bathroom or get a drink of water at any time,
And you
no
may
one
not.
will ask anything.
And I meant to add that to the ground rules. You
And
can't do
you're
any of
staying
those.
Put,
Yeah.
to
A
be clear.
lot. Yeah. And Joel specifically, if you get up to use the bathroom or get a drink, if you come back, you're not allowed to speak. Because that's basically, you would be walking in the direction of Philadelphia.
So anyone that breaks the rule isn't allowed to speak? Is that the case?
No, just Joel.
Okay.
Oh, okay then. It's not that bad.
All right. Good so far, right?
There's so much dead
Not
air
really.
from you.
What's that?
So much dead air from you, man. And
No,
we've been
well,
overlapping.
Overlapping
been-
dialogue. That's
Yeah,
part of
we've
the
been
issue.
doing a lot of overlapping
Yeah,
dialogue.
I need to.
Yeah, that's what I was
quiet
going to say
down.
is we're doing a lot of overlapping dialogue. And maybe I should have said it at the exact same time as you, because then it would have been real
Should we?
And Emma hasn't
maybe
even
should
chimed
we
in
maybe
yet.
it's me.
do-
We have a fifth.
All three of
So
us
relaxing.
So, and that's the thing that I'm glad you brought that up, Emma. I've never said that the show was supposed to be or would be relaxing. This is actually supposed to be an anxiety-inducing hour for people on their way to work.
What's
or
your
on
point?
It's just, yeah. Let's just go into Bond of the Week. So we can
Yeah, let's do it.
Johnny, who's your Bond of the Week?
Anybody except Barry Keoghan. That little freak needs to stop being in movies, man.
Wow.
Oh!
Wow, that's really cool.
He's back.
There's our- yep, there it goes.
Um,
And my be like, what the
Stop. Stop.
And then
I love the energy.
Oh my
What's
God.
with the Keegan hate though? The Keoghan hate.
I've heard that he's a little bit of a little
You-
turd on set.
You wanna date Sabrina Carpenter?
I do want to date Sabrina Carpenter. She
He's
is
dating Sabrina Carpenter?
Sure is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's having her, yeah.
Stuff like that
Yeah.
shouldn't be allowed.
He also has a child.
Yeah.
Um,
He was.
Fetal alcohol
Was he
syndrome
married?
or
why would you ask
nothing?
that?
Just let's
strange
keep it on
question.
Johnny.
He
Let's
has
keep it on
a
Johnny.
child.
The return, yeah.
What the
The
hell is
return
your
of villain.
problem?
I have a
What
lot.
the hell
to
is
deal
wrong with you?
I know, right?
You have a lot
Let's keep
to
it on
deal with.
Johnny's return.
Who's Sabrina Carpenter?
Oh,
She's a
so
Disney
She's a
Channel
Disney
star.
Pop star, open
Grow
for Taylor
young.
Swift in
Your whole New Year's
Argentina.
resolution I gave you was embody young, and you don't know who Sabrina
Yeah.
Carpenter is? It's been 6 weeks.
She's
sort of
talking
sparked
nonsense.
that whole Joshua Bassett,
Cartwheel-
Olivia Rodrigo thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was
That's the only
the
reason I
catalyst.
know her.
That
Yeah.
was my also the only reason I know her.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more
And
you know.
Emma, would you say that she was mother during that, or
No.
I wouldn't say she's mother at all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is S.E. Cup
Wonderful.
zombie?
I still think we should get merch that says that. All right, Marika, Joel, Emma,
Buddy healed
because
Interesting.
because he
He's a
just
Sixer.
violated the one rule that I can't. And he entered
and
Philadelphia.
that makes him worthy of James.
He snuck in undetected.
You're jealous.
Beat your sensors.
I feel like
and-
you're really not getting the rule. Isn't that nobody can go to Philadelphia? I would love if people go to Philadelphia. The rule is that you need to stay put a lot, which entails traveling the world, just not to Westchester.
Do you guys prefer Philadelphia or Boston? Just by a show of hands, Philadelphia. And now
Emma's
let's see
raising her
Boston.
hand.
No way.
I like Boston.
we're
Boston,
split.
Sorry.
Wow,
It's
2
insane.
Boston, 2 Philly.
A house
Joel,
divided.
that must suck to see and hear.
I mean, we still won the popular vote.
Yeah. But the fact that it was that close was kind of embarrassing.
Johnny gets like 8 delegates.
He
Amira's
is
2.
Boston.
I've been gerrymandering.
Yeah. My bond of the week is Michael Shannon.
Okay.
Michael Shea?
Shannon.
Shannon.
Michael Shea, did you say?
Shannon.
Yeah,
Zero.
mine is Michael Shea too.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna say
good.
Shea.
You don't have to say two because that wasn't mine.
I was gonna Shea Michael, yeah.
I was gonna say Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
Emma Rose Foley.
My bond of the week is going to be, I didn't know how much I was going to be participating. It's my therapist. I just came from therapy because I'm feeling better than I ever do when I record the Headgum podcast.
Whoa,
Okay,
awesome.
so that's actually
I'm
following
only-
in line with this resolution that I doled out.
Oh, that's true. I'm only medium upset that it's a beautiful day outside and I'm fucking
it
here.
Really is.
To be fair, it's like 3:30.
Yeah. So
I know, but I could
Sunset's
be like,
early these days.
yeah,
Really.
taking a walk.
we're
sitting
gonna have an
outside.
hour left of daylight by the time we get out of here.
And we
Well,
will
you
use
guys
it.
haven't seen the episode yet.
Hopefully.
This is still like the intro. This is still the wax portion, so you don't know how much.
No,
fun
we
we're
gotta
gonna have.
speed. We gotta speed stuff
We
up.
gotta have some. We have to enjoy the ride. I would say Michael Shea. Is that weird to say?
Oh. I
Yeah,
was gonna
Marika
Shea
said that
Michael
too,
as
yeah.
well, yeah.
What about Shay
then-
Mitchell?
Maybe
Dan
not.
and
yeah.
Shay.
Either that or Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, founder of Transcendental Meditation, because it's time for a
Either
James
that-
Calm.
Or
Either Michael Shea or Maharishi Mahesh Yogi.
Isn't transcendental meditation a scam?
It is, but I just think it's time for a James Calm.
My friend paid like $3,000 just for them to tell him the word that he could use to repeat as his mantra.
$3,000.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Is
The
this for
word
real?
is-
Should have paid.
Yeah.
I'll
Sucker.
tell people.
Don't you kind of want to know what your word is?
I would love to know what my word is.
I'll tell
also
you.
wanted
I'll
to know
tell
what
you
his
a
word was.
word.
No, you can't tell.
I'll tell you for half that.
Yeah.
What is it then?
You have to pay the piper.
Gullible, I guess. I don't know.
Nice.
You want me to
Ew.
chant gullible?
What's the host's name of 60 Minutes? Carl. What?
Sagan?
No.
Shay?
it?
I want to
No.
say.
I think that's the guy who's in charge of like sending
Carl
that time
Shay.
capsule to the future to space.
I thought Carl Sagan was the guy from Wait, Wait, Don't Sell Me.
No, he's the guy who's like billions and billions of atoms. He's that
God.
guy.
Yeah, he had to choose what documents, sounds, smells, items would best represent humanity if they were
Hell
found
yeah, let's
thousands
go.
of years
Let's
from
do
now
it.
by
Let's
aliens.
go.
Kind of interesting if you think
Jeff and I
about it.
wrote this.
Marika co-wrote the first verse.
Wow.
Okay, I'm stepping into the shot.
You've got a hot walk. Is it hot enough to burn all these grains? Maybe we could make them sear. Maybe together we can ruin some rice. Poison makes it wetter. Adding soy seeds and various oils. When you're done scorching grains, the rice should be unrecognizable.
Your singing voice has gotten better. You've been doing this so many times. You've just been practicing essentially.
You've got a paddy. A paddy's a field in which they grow rice. Imagine farm to table char. To own a paddy is a dream of mine. Most rice is grown in sand. Just kidding, that's its consistency. Rice is grown underwater. That's when rice is furthest from good.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
Right?
I hate
You guys
that.
can
I'm
sing along if
excited
you
for
know
the
the
chorus.
words.
Sucks, man.
Yeah.
You see, my old man's got a problem. He serves basmati that is nice and soft. He says no one else dislikes his rice. I say his way of cooking rice is wrong and bad. My mama went off and left him. Actually, I'm lying, they're still together. But if I had my druthers, my mom would cheat on him with tons of rice.
I'm glad we finally brought it back to marrying rice.
God, he's got the rest
The
of
first
this,
time I
too.
scalded rice, I was shocked to learn that I'd attained a sear. There's nothing like that first damage. As you cauterize grains, the sear is thus.
Where's the chorus? This is
As I
frustrating.
remember, it was surprising when I made rice char. Bomba so burn I felt like I was drunk. Go-to Jane grabbed onto grains and the pan blazed red till the fire alarm went off and I watched as white rice turn black and gross and I had a
Yeah,
feeling
my
that
lyric.
I
That
could
was my
serve the dish as a side, as a host.
My lyric was in rye ice.
Yeah,
So,
that would have
That's
been much
true.
better.
yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah. It gave it to
You
you.
got a fast car. You invited me to get into your fast car, and I brought a hot plate. And I jokingly said, what if I burn rice? You vehemently said, no way. As I pulled out a bag of high-cost grains, and I quickly torched spicy rice in the passenger seat as you frowned the whole drive.
So that's like you're plugging it in the little gas thing.
I zoned out like 2 verses ago.
And I remember that rice was writhing when I made rice char. Power boiled so black I felt like I was drunk. Chili paste folded into scraps and the pan burned hot till the house caught fire. And I washed as jasmine
Arson.
dried into sand.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling that I could serve singed brown rice to a crowd at a wake.
Yeah. You don't have to play the soundboard.
Yeah,
We're really clapping
we
this
were
time.
actually proud of you, but
We haven't had an actual rice song in a while. We had Grace Harper forcing me to sing a song I didn't know.
no.
Karaoke, yeah.
No, it was like an attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
the song was my idea,
It was.
and Geoff didn't use any of my lyrics. My one lyric that I wrote.
That's your one
You're a
lyric.
producer.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks. It hurts a
Yeah.
little
And
bit.
rice.
Have a feeling it should be charred.
That's not
That's
bad.
good.
It
What
was
else?
good. Yeah, it inspired you.
Enjoy. I have a feeling that it should be jarred. Can we talk through these lyrics?
Oh my god.
Seemed incredibly long.
So
how,
long.
how about we focus
So
on the
long.
parboiled line?
Yeah, there are a
Because
few things.
parboiling is less than boiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
you're not
al dente.
burning anything.
No, yeah, it's all
Well, you
done.
can
It's
take
hard.
parboiled
It's
like
and
an-
fry the shit out of it. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like if you like cooked risotto, that's usually al dente. But then
Sure.
you make arancini. You fry it into a little
Yeah.
ball.
Which is kind of jarred.
A little bit. I'm
Had goat cheese balls last weekend.
congrats.
That's not rice. Okay. You've got a hot wok. Is it hot enough to burn all these grains? Maybe we could
Maybe we
make,
can make
sear.
them sear.
Maybe together we could
Cauterize
ruin some
grains.
rice. Hoisin
Yeah.
makes it wetter.
Yeah, I did send these lyrics to a lot of people, and everyone pointed out that they were uncomfortable with hoisin makes it wetter.
Well, this was your favorite line you said from the verse that I sent you, which is adding soy seeds and various oils.
Yeah, just like various oils.
And when you're done scorching grains, the rice should be unrecognizable.
Riseable. Riseable.
I was
Riceable.
Oh,
also
that's
happy.
good, yeah.
I was
Rice
also
bowl.
happy that you all of the like end lyrics to the chorus were different words instead of like be someone, be someone, be someone. I
Yeah.
figured that you would do it the way you did it, which made me happy.
I had a feeling that I could serve the dish as a side, as a host.
At a wait. Yeah.
And then the last one
It's a
is
full
I had a feeling I
sentence.
could serve singed brown rice to a crowd at a wake.
Yeah.
But you kind of
Little bit.
jumped ahead there. You read ahead.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go through all the lyrics, right?
All right, then let's take a fucking break. Fuck you guys, right? Put a lot of time and effort into this shit, and this is the thanks I
God.
get. So, you know.
Holy shit.
Guys, taking care of your health isn't always easy, right? But it should be simple. That's why for the last 3 years I've been taking AG1. Just one scoop in a cup of water mixed around every day, no exceptions. And it helps me feel, energized, focused, ready to take on the day. Like I'm doing one powerfully healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. I know that AG1 gives my body high quality nutrition because every batch goes through a rigorous testing process so that you know it's safe. And their ingredients are sourced for potency, absorption, and nutrient density, all of which is very important and you don't always get with other leading nutrition brands. I like to drink it first thing in the morning. I'll have a glass of water, I'll have my AG1, and then I'll have my coffee. And it gets me set off to take on the day and to be centered and to feel like I did at least one good thing for my health. And if you do that every day, it has compounding effects. If there's one product I had to recommend to elevate your health, it's AG1. That's why we've partnered with them for so long. So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase, exclusively at drinkag1.com/what's that? Again, that's drinkag1.com/what's that. Check it out. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, I'm most proud of the relationship that I have with myself in my life. I mean, that's a brag, obviously, but it's also true as hell. I've worked on myself. I have bettered the communication, the comunicado between me, myself, and I. That's a 3-way triumvirate feedback loop that not everybody can master. And yet, here we are. You know, a common misconception about relationships is that they have to be easy to be right. But sometimes the best ones happen when both people put in the work to make them great. Therapy can be a place to work through those challenges that you face in all of your relationships, whether with friends, work, your significant other, or anyone. I'm in therapy every week, and again, it's helped me sort of perfect what it means to be, well, me. How do you like that? So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not, with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/what's that today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/what's that. Thanks, BetterHelp.
God, it's so loud. when you
And
do
we're
that
back.
noise.
Jesus
Johnny,
Christ.
it's my understanding that you have a segment that you brought in.
Yeah. I was really excited to come back on. So I haven't been on the podcast in a while, obviously, but it seems like during my absence, Headgum has grown a lot. You guys got the Jake Johnson podcast. That's pretty
Sure.
big.
Kind of a big deal, yeah.
Yeah, you got the Tom Selleck podcast as well, which is really, really amazing.
Who?
We didn't
Tom
get
Selleck?
that.
Guy with the mustache, friends with Bob Odenkirk.
We know who he is. He doesn't have a show.
Yeah.
David Cross.
Who?
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Well, anyways,
Tom
doesn't
Selleck.
matter. Yeah, Tom Selleck, guy with the mustache, bald head,
You
glasses.
said that. You said
Yeah,
that,
I
and we
know.
know who he is. He does not have a Headgum podcast.
Makes no sense to me, but
Every time you
regardless,
say his
Okay.
name, you get happier exponentially.
yeah, because he's awesome. But it doesn't matter.
And you love the pod.
I do love the pod. It's
Yeah.
great. So I haven't been on the podcast in a while, and I think I wanted to talk about how much we've all grown. We've grown as a company. We've grown as performers. And I put together a couple moments, maybe that aren't our brightest shining moments, but I wanted to talk through them so we can really actualize just how much we've grown since the start of Headgum, really.
A look
So-
back.
Yeah, a look back, walk down memory lane, pretty much. And Jeffrey, first, I wanted to ask a question. Where was everybody during the 2017 NBA Eastern Conference Finals in Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio?
I went to a game, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball game, right? Quicken Loans Arena.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think with some
Yeah.
friends.
Basketball game.
Yeah, with some friends. But we don't have to pull up the image right now. Jeffrey, your career has been going off without a hitch. You
Not really.
had the CBS Diversity Showcase. Let me finish. You had the CBS Diversity Showcase. You just finished shooting a movie. That's really, really exciting. But, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies. There was compromise. And you had some run-ins with some contentious characters. Would you say that?
I don't think I would say that.
Okay, well, why don't we pull up the first image and we can talk through it?
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, in this image,
Unbelievable photo.
yeah, it is unbelievable. This is a real photo I found on Google Images, And in the middle there, we have now canceled celebrity David Chappelle. And to David Chappelle's left, we have none other than Headgum's Jeffrey James. Now, I'm imagining that Dave is spouting some really, really spiteful rhetoric. And
You think he
Jeffrey's
was sitting there in the stands saying transphobic stuff?
Probably.
Absolutely. It tracks.
Is this image you co-signing Amy Schumer's opinions on Israel?
Of course not.
Why are you biting your lip?
Yeah, you're biting your lip.
Because
I
we
don't
were
understand.
losing.
And you're biting your top lip, which was a problem that you had back then.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was like
Everyone
often
else is like
talking
doing a
about
bit.
how like
Marika's
you
like,
bit your lip. Yeah.
You did this stupid thing in 2016.
You had a
Sorry.
bad
Yeah,
habit
everyone
for a
was
long
like,
time.
we had a huge problem with it.
Well,
Meanwhile,
We're
Phil
referencing a
Handy
sketch, but
looks
fuck you
fine.
too.
This is a
Phil
mean
Handy looks
episode.
like he's gearing up to be the Lakers head coach.
Yeah, exactly. You could just sort of tell he has like a vision towards the future. Yeah.
Yeah, he's seeing himself in Redondo. But yeah, continue, John.
Yeah, I just wanted you to, briefly talk about what was going through your mind, because you have to wonder what the hell is going on in your head that you're not speaking out for somebody who can't really defend themselves.
Yeah, well, this was like a decade ago, right? Like this was before he came out with all those specials where he was saying horrible things.
I'm sure they were
Wasn't
all
a
brewing in
decade
his
ago.
head. He was saying them
How am I supposed to
privately.
know what's brewing in the person's head next to me? That's how you're choosing to hold me accountable? There's so many
Yes.
other ways you could.
Ultimately, I just want to say that I feel betrayed
What?
upon seeing this image. And I want to know, Joel, if you feel the same way. I don't think you've seen this image before, have you?
I was actually shown it a few weeks ago.
Really?
By
Yes.
who?
I was interested in the fact that everyone else is looking up. I assume it means you were shown on the big screen. And so they're looking at themselves and you have no idea you're on the big screen. That's probably why you're still doing the weird upper lip thing. Or I guess you're doing that subconsciously. So even if you knew,
Yeah,
you might have been
maybe.
doing it.
It was definitely a game that we were... Or yeah, because we won the series 4-2, right? This was against the Raptors?
I'm not sure.
Says 2017 conference finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Then I don't know.
Also, who was sitting to your left?
My dad.
Matt Rife.
Obviously.
Tom Selleck.
Michael Shea.
A prepubescent Matt Rife.
But yeah,
Yeah, I sat next to these people by happenstance. What else do you want me to say?
I just want you to admit your wrongdoing, and then we can move on from this image.
I'm sorry that I was sat next to Dave Chappelle.
Okay, good. And look, I know you're my friend, and I know you've grown up since then, but even still, you dove a little bit deeper into that community. You became a sort of edgy comedian who wanted to balance his audience on the left wing and the right wing. You really
That's
played
not
it
the
straight
case.
down center.
I don't care if there's anyone on the right wing in my
I mean,
audience.
all right, it doesn't matter what you think because,
Yes, yeah, that's becoming very clear, by the way. It doesn't matter what I think.
well, yeah, it doesn't matter what you think because ultimately, I
It
think,
matters how you act.
yeah, you swang a little bit too hard for the fences on your Joe Rogan appearance. Do you remember that?
I have never done the Joe Rogan experience.
Okay, why don't we open up
Really?
the next image and play the first part of that clip from your Joe Rogan appearance. I don't think anyone else has seen it, so maybe we can all be quiet and just let it ride.
All right, this is not... So it's obviously not real, right?
I don't know.
1 second.
All right, this
Let's
is the
see what it
Let's
sounds
audio.
hear
shit
it.
you worked on. Man, you're a really funny guy.
Truth be told, I learned from the best.
Yeah, I'm curious. What kind of comedians were you watching when you were growing up?
You know, Carrot Top.
Carrot Top?
Yeah. Also, Carlos Mencia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's got this really funny song that really punches down. But, you know, cancel culture and all that. Anyway, yeah, I'm blanking on other comedians.
The pace of the conversation
when
is
did it-
indicative this isn't true.
When did
That
this
sounded
happen?
exactly like you.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't. It sounded like Johnny with an AI voice on top of his. That sounds a
No.
little bit more like me.
When was this, Johnny? When was this?
This was a couple years ago. They wiped it really quickly from the Joe Rogan feed. I guess
They
someone with-
deleted it from the Joe Rogan feed. They don't do that.
Yes,
They've
they
never
Look,
done that.
I assumed someone with your interests at heart really cared about you and they wanted this wiped from the internet. But thankfully, we had internet archival experts to
Archive.org.
Yeah, archive.org.
Who are the archival experts?
They're on the deep web,
It's open
man.
source.
It doesn't matter. I don't want to say their names or anything.
Wait, you
So-
like Carlos Mencia's DDD song, which is about how mentally handicapped people shouldn't procreate? You thought that was good?
I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name before.
Well, you sort of co-signed it.
I can't
Sort
believe
of
I've never heard
was
of
a
these.
Victim of a deep fake.
I've
That's
never
what
heard
this
that
is, by the way.
you're interested in these comedians, which I'm really shocked by. I
Yeah.
thought we were close friends.
I've never seen a Carrot Top bit. What did Carrot Top do that got him canceled?
There's a lot of prop comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just that he's not funny?
No?
Well, I mean,
Sort of
funny
makes
subjective.
sense as
Yeah.
your influence, though, in a way.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that my dad's coworker is Carrot Top's brother.
Really? That is
Really?
actually kind of insane.
Yeah.
But he was sitting to the
Radished?
left of your
He's
dad.
friends with him?
Fit right in that
Muffin
row in
top.
Quicken Loans.
Yeah. Ultimately, I was pretty shocked hearing that, and it seems like everyone else was pretty shocked. Why don't we play the second clip, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
Okay, I don't like that you're letting the clips speak for themselves because I feel like they need a ton of context and they're
No,
not
no.
real.
Just let them talk for themselves.
All right.
You worked with Jake and Amir, right? That
No
was like
way
your
he knows
first
who they
fucking
are.
internship, man. You should feel like
Sorry, I need to start this over. He's so jazzed that happened to be the first internship I did in college. He's
really
like
cool.
giving me my flowers for no reason.
He must
you
know
worked
me.
with Jake and Amir, right? That was like your first fucking internship, man. You should feel like
Total hacks. Fuck those guys.
oh, okay. I feel like I've only heard good things about them.
You're the only media personality who's worth a damn in this country.
Wow. Thank you, Jeffrey. Now let's talk about gun control.
Dude, you
Wait, keep
are
going.
Yeah, you're absolutely biting the hand that feeds you, and I don't
not.
understand.
This is your voice with an AI generator on top of it.
Amir,
I mean, now that I hear that, I have to make some phone calls after this episode and talk to some pretty important people.
yeah, absolutely. I don't blame
Katie.
you.
Moose?
Yes.
She's the one pulling the strings on this whole endeavor.
I did on today's episode. I did say that I wanted Marika to get Marika fired and to furlough the content team.
Yeah,
so.
you did. I heard
Cat's
that.
back.
Yeah.
My
Well,
cat's
okay, why don't-
back with rice.
But these clips are a cat that can't be put into the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. The
Nice.
cat's out of the bag. Jeffrey's made
wow.
mistakes. And
don't
why
think
don't
I
we just
have.
move on? Let's move on from that
He has been
episode.
putting
Let's
that
move
real cat
on.
in a bag.
Correct.
Yeah, let's move on from this episode because I certainly feel the same way. I would love to move on from this.
Okay.
And
Feels like, yeah.
yeah, so Jeffrey, on review, you actually, I will commend you for your ad reads. It got to a point where people were making memes about them, and I think that
Sure.
really speaks to how good you are as an entertainer to make something as banal as an advertisement very interesting. The cat's ass is in your face. But yeah,
Move on.
yeah, it's good that your ad reads are so well done. But
Yeah.
you know, when you first started, you had to find your voice. It is kind of weird reading an advertisement, but I think you really struck gold and really found your footing with this one advertisement. Now, why don't you pull up the image and why don't you play your ad read for the Cults of America?
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, that I was proud that, yeah, all I ever did was, read ads for brands that have, integrity. And I tried to.
I mean, this is a nonprofit. So
Yeah, it's no way it's real, by the way, that there's an organization, a league, a nonprofit organization that makes sure that cults are fine. Here's the
Yeah.
ad.
This episode of Review is sponsored by the Cults of America. Guys, are you looking
You
for
sound so
something
happy.
greater
I
than
know.
yourself?
It doesn't
oh,
make
come
sense to me.
on. Of course you are. We all are. So many people
Are.
sink their teeth into religion, into their career, their hobbies, thinking that that's going to better explain the world around them and solve
It sounds like I have a gun pointed at me.
any feelings
You
of
read this on your own
abandonment and
volition.
isolation. No. It
Isolation.
doesn't work that way.
So you kind of go on a little bit of a tirade, and I'll just skip this part.
It's a little blue.
Yeah, it's a little blue.
Like-minded folks who share the same feelings as you. So you come out the other side with a real community. Visit your local Cults of America chapter to learn more about the greater good. And be sure to tell them Jeffrey sent you. Man, I love my job. Now, back to the show.
I honestly have no neutral thing to say about this, and I understand that I'm the moderator for this discussion, but what the fuck is the matter with you, dude?
Are you kidding me? Also, it's not like, what do you think it is? Like the Freemasons? Local chapter? Cults are like highly specific things in the mountains that like cut themselves off from greater society. You think they're going to be advertising? You think they're going to be like...
Speaking from experience.
Marika, you're the one who's always like, don't play copyrighted music. And by the way, you haven't taken the reins or taken your druthers. So I don't think you have a leg to stand on.
All right.
No, because when you like sink into yourself and you're like, all right, it's like makes me look like an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
I didn't read that ad. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't support cults.
Look, you don't have to continuously deny these things. These are just blemishes on your career that I think ultimately is net fine.
What?
At the very least, net Bennett.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
These are like, you're trying to get me canceled. You're like, and you don't have to deny it. Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's
No, it isn't. You're saying I'm friends with transphobes. You're saying that I'm guesting on the Joe Rogan podcast and shitting on the people that pay me. You're coming for my job. You're coming for my reputation.
And I'm not doing anything. It's you who made these decisions. And
all right.
I'm just displaying them back to the world. And we can talk about them and you can explain your side of the story.
I have been. And everybody's like, no, you did that.
You just keep denying it. I think you just have to own up to it.
That is my side of the story, is to deny. All right, what's next?
Yeah. Ultimately, thankfully that nonprofit was shut down a couple of weeks after that, but the damage had already been done.
I don't think it did. If it was shut down weeks later, there was no damage done, because even if somebody traveled to a cult...
you did damage to them.
So now you're defending the organization?
Not really. I'm just saying that you kind of shut them down.
Yeah.
I haven't taken anything Marika's said to heart since she started talking about rag egg.
That was months ago.
2 months ago.
All right. Yeah. Out with one cult and in with another.
Meaning?
Do you guys remember when Donald Trump gave Headgum a cosign as well?
No.
It doesn't sound like
this feels
something
like
that happened.
Well, seems like everyone wants to deny it, but I will say that this was something that I kind of lost a little bit of sleep over. I couldn't eat over this. I felt like I was on the wrong side of history.
Which one?
When Donald Trump gave us that cosign.
No, you lost sleep or you lost your ability to eat?
Well, I did both.
Couldn't sleep. You were famished.
Yeah, I was famished. I was fasting.
So unrelated.
So fasting
like
is
a religious
purposeful.
experience when Trump gave his endorsement.
Sorry. Why don't we can just play that clip from Trump and we can display that. We can display the image as well.
Donald Trump. I just want to say, I believe that Headgum is comprised of real American patriots. Amir Blumenfeld, real American patriot. Jeffrey James, real American patriot. And others. Thank you. I'm Donald Trump.
When he said
I'm
others,
clean, baby.
yeah. So we're us three and Emma in the studio. I think we're fine, but it was weird that he did do this cosign, and I just left this
Where'd you
bad taste in
find
my mouth.
this?
He posted this on his X, formerly known as Twitter.
Right.
He posted this on his X, but it didn't really have much to do with his presidential
And you
build.
said there was a photo that went with it?
Well, it was that photo. It was just a random photo of Trump I found on the internet.
I
Yeah, are you enjoying the show? Refill your popcorn. You'll love the next part. This is kind of a funny image. But anyways, do you guys remember
That part's
why?
kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who's still sane. This is nothing.
Do you remember why he gave us that cosign though?
No.
I don't.
I would have assumed he heard about it on Rogan.
No. It's smart that you would assume that, but
Thanks.
he actually didn't. Amir, specifically you, do you remember why exactly?
Is it because me and Jake were at the insurrection
What?
on January 6th?
Actually, yeah, something similar. And it's funny that you do own up to it because you did post an episode entitled Jake and Amir January 6th. I'll let that clip speak for itself as well. And Jeffrey, you can show the image, the thumbnail image from that episode.
Oh my God.
God, we were so hot that day.
But on CNN.
You believe what a rich TV presenter tells you?
My God. You're right. I should blindly listen to anonymous whistleblowers on the internet.
Precisely.
Entering this
Coup d'etat.
crudité.
Wrong.
Will heads roll?
Heads will roll.
Then sign me up. Sign everyone up.
I'm way ahead of you, brother. Now let's take the pledge. Viewers, say it with me.
I stand for freedom. I stand for freedom. I stand for freedom. I stand for freedom. Hope you enjoy our episode.
That was the opening.
It's a bit of a cold
They've
open.
never
No,
done
it was,
cold opens
I will say it
before.
was a weird tonal shift, especially having an outro at the end that was a little bit in broken English. And you start to, as a Jake and Amir fan yourself, Joel, you listen to the episode, you think, oh, this is not real. This can't be real. And then you hear the crudité joke, which is so fucking funny. And
not
that's
really.
Classic. It's a classic.
That's a
really.
Jake and Amir.
Can I also say the tonal shift isn't like also, it's not just point of view tone. It's also like the tone of their voice is like digital and wrong.
I don't
I'm
know.
also
The picture
surprised
looks
they
pretty
shot
cool.
something on location like this.
The
Yeah.
picture is yassified.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we look like the Property Brothers, and my jawline has never looked
Yeah,
better.
your jaw
Your
looks
jawline-
incredible.
Arguably looks worse. I think Jake's jawline looks good. Jake kind of
Jake
looks like
looks like he's been
Reacher.
using that thing where he's like,
Jake looks like Tom Brady.
But yeah, Amir, you don't have to atone. It's apparent that you've grown up since then and really started to become someone who lives on the right side of history. But I wanted to know how
thank
it
you.
felt to be someone who flew so close to the QAnon sun and came back out the other side,
Well, I'm still in the bubble, but I'm also like down to hear other people's opinions and trying to change them from the inside out almost.
not
okay.
really.
I can
You're
really
kind of like a
respect that.
lone ranger in there.
Yes, a
Means
vigilante.
Yeah.
How are you a vigilante? Why are you guys on his side?
I'm not on his
He's
side.
like-
I'm just asking.
Well, he's grown
You're
up,
no,
obviously.
Marika, you're honest. You're relaxed. You're like, and you're spewing bullshit.
I was just
We're
asking
chill.
questions. I was just
Yeah,
trying to
we're
figure
chill.
out
No
what the
one's chill.
situation is.
See,
This
this
no,
is
you're not.
what,
You're deciding what the situation is.
this was the difference. Amir's owning up to it.
Yeah.
Amir's
You-
on his phone.
Doesn't mean he's
I'm
not
texting
right.
this picture to
he's owning
people.
up to it regardless.
You don't have the picture.
I took a screen grab.
This is so fucked up. What else?
All right. Well, now that we've gone through that, I kind of wanted to lastly play a clip from Headgum's darling Marika.
Oh.
Yeah, Casey Donahue sent this to me anonymously after a,
Okay, so not anonymous. But
Well-
Anonymously.
yeah.
nice.
Well, I figured since I'm not getting any kind of flack if I do share his name, I might as well just share it anyway.
Okay.
So this was after one of your recordings, and Marika, you're generally kind to us on these recordings, online through text, but I think that's unrealistic to expect that you don't have any bad days and you don't get mad at people. But yeah,
Okay.
Casey decided that it was time to blow the whistle. Time was up for Marika, and let's just play the first clip.
Solid ep, Casey, but you're on thin ice. You know how much I don't care about this F1 crap anymore, but you keep
Jesus.
prying about how I feel about the Vegas Grand Prix. It's just people driving. I can look out my window and see the same thing, and you keep quizzing me on these racers and teams. Alfa Romeo this, Charles Leclerc that. You're telling me that's a real person's name? The whole sport is Boulder Dash.
I do. I will say.
Jeff looks
I
like
don't-
he's
I
making
don't-
fun of Asian people.
Casey looks like the Joker, but like the cartoon version of the Joker. What's going
Yeah.
on with my face? Am I crying?
No, you're extremely sad in this one.
Yeah.
Johnny's like,
I
oh,
get
I didn't
that a
edit your
lot.
face.
Yeah,
I get
didn't.
that a lot. Ultimately,
Jake is
I know
joyous.
it's the same.
yeah. Ultimately, I don't think I'd come off too bad.
Okay.
I
mean, it's okay. Look, it's okay to hate F1, but I
Right.
think you taking it out on Casey is a big, big no-no, and that's where I really fucking draw
a
the
big
line.
no-no.
No, it's a big no-no.
Oh.
You can't do that. You can't get mad at Casey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like F1. That's fine. Do you? But you, I'm sure you like other things. Do you post a lot on your story about Broadway shows, right? You
Sure. Yeah.
like that? Okay. Why don't you tell me about a show that you liked recently and
Let's
really
turn
give
it
a quick
into
review.
America's Druthers.
Yeah, why don't we
I
do that?
actually truly can't because I have to go take a call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
But it's funny. It's funny that you say that you like Broadway shows, and yet, if Jeffrey, you play the second clip,
And
you
how
hear a different
dare
story.
you continue to bring up Broadway shows?
Huh.
I have much better things to focus my time on, like my crypto forum and my online tutoring school. Theater is dead. Long live the TikTok. I don't know how many times I have to say it.
You've never said it.
Who am I talking to?
Just don't
You're talking to
fuck with
Casey.
me,
Oh.
Casey. All right. Yeah, but I'm on like my crypto forum. Long live the TikTok. I don't know how many
Yeah.
times I have to say it. Just
Wow.
just
I genuinely
don't
have
fuck
to
with me, Casey. All right.
Casey
Just-
wears a wire every time he
just-
interacts with Marika.
Don't fuck with me, Casey. All right.
Are you playing
You better
this?
trim that last part out. I need a
Trim?
smoke.
My God.
Yeah. really, really
You made her
terrible.
Hi,
leave.
Marika.
Yeah, really, really awful things. And
What call
honestly,
is she on
look,
on a Friday?
now that she can't defend herself, I do feel bad for saying it. But if she doesn't like Broadway musicals, first off, she fucking lied to my face about saying she liked Broadway musicals. Second off, if she likes crypto or she wants to talk about her tutoring school or whatever the fuck, she can talk about that on her own podcast.
You're an asshole.
This is sort of her podcast.
If she wants to talk about her tutoring school or whatever the fuck, that's like the one good thing that she mentioned. She's helping the less fortunate.
Okay. Anyways, let's just. So it seems like tensions are high, and I wanted to. It feels like there's like a lot of room for people to make missteps at this company, and
Okay.
from a PR standpoint, I think it's important that we have something ready to go in case one of us really makes a grave error. Maybe,
Okay.
or maybe someone makes an AI deepfake of us saying something really fucking
Like
horrid.
a press release
That's
or
what you
something that we
did.
could
Yeah, that's what
respond
you
with.
did.
I can't even fucking imagine what that would feel like or how that would look. Or
It's what's
how
been happening in the
someone would
last
do that.
32 minutes.
So
It'd be deeply harmful if it
yeah,
happened.
so what I did
Deeply fake.
was look through the archives, and I think I found something that you guys haven't posted before that will really save your bacon and put you guys back in God's good graces should someone make a mistake.
So now
could
it's
you-
not even the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
You're talking about divine intervention.
Yeah, it's called the cancellation antidote. Now, would
Okay.
you be able to press play on that MP3, Jeffrey?
Do you want me to show the image?
Yeah, you can share that image too. And we can talk through this one. It's
I don't want to. Really lo-fi 90s space music.
I'm really getting like chills.
No,
right
you're
now.
not. This is there's
It's
no
incredibly
bass.
effective.
It's I think it's mixed mono.
Oh my god, yeah, this was awesome.
What? So this is it? This is just the slide in the song?
There comes a time
Oh.
Oh, I like this
when
song.
we hear the certain call.
Can you hold my hand, Joel?
Must come
That's you, by the way.
Together as one.
This isn't like a
Really
weird
good
We Are
song.
the World
There
thing.
are people dying.
It's not weird, for sure.
Yeah, it's not
And
weird.
it's
And also,
time to
I don't feel like I'm
lend a
overextending.
hand to life. The greatest gift of all.
Sorry, can I pause it?
Yeah.
You
what's
just
up?
spent 30 minutes like dissecting minutia in all of our lives and fake histories.
Okay.
And now you're making the argument that life is the greatest gift of all and that's what we should focus on? You
Yeah,
were
and
mad at me because I happened to be sat next to a celebrity that's cancelable. Now you're saying that we should just focus on the fact that life is a precious thing.
I don't know why you're so against having something that will put you in God's good graces, as I'd said before.
We are the children.
And I think it's ultimately a net good to have this ready to go.
So let's start giving.
I can't thank you enough for preparing this.
Oh yeah, of course.
This is bulletproof.
Yeah.
This sounds like garbage.
What are you talking? You sound amazing, dude.
This isn't me.
Oh, that's Geoff singing.
No, it's not. It's Johnny.
Sorry.
Auto-tune.
No, it was
Geoff
singing.
is the world.
All right. Now
Geoff
it's gonna
is
fade
the
out, but
children.
I wanted
Especially
to thank
combined
you
with the
guys.
sign. It's
Thank us
What's that?
for what? You didn't do anything.
I thank you
Actually,
guys for
that
sharing
song
something
kind
so
of did
beautiful.
save everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
No
song I think
way.
will put us in good graces.
Yeah,
What is
thank
this
you, Amir.
font?
Jeez.
This looks like it took you a ton of time to just like Photoshop lasso tool out from like blocks of black.
Well, I lasso tooled off the Headgum logo. And you're not going to respect the effort that
You could have just asked Marika for the font.
You guys have a font?
Huh?
I didn't know that. I would have
That's
used it.
how you have the text.
Well, it
Obviously.
doesn't matter.
We have
Yeah.
the font.
Yeah.
We have the text.
That was fun. I
Johnny,
feel like we got pretty far, guys.
I think we can confidently say it's been a minute for a reason.
Yeah. I understand, and I've kind of felt that way, or people have told me straight to my face similar things.
No, in all honesty, people have been begging for your return, and I think I didn't appreciate this, but I think
Okay.
the audience will.
Okay, fan service is all I'm about.
What's that?
I love fan service. Nothing? Feels like this is something that would actually get claps.
We got canceled one by one. We came back and we found out that being alive is all you need. I think a lot of that was a waste of time, but why don't we kind of take it into plugs? Johnny, let's start with you. What do you have going on? What do you want to point the people towards? Is there pretty Wack music coming out soon?
Yes, Pretty Wack is currently on the hunt for a third-party contractor. There's far too much work. The paperwork is insane for this company. So
It's a one-of-one company. Yeah. I feel like you make the paperwork, you create the red tape. So why is it there?
well, yeah, I'd like to give myself a challenge, obviously. So there's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of paperwork. And
You
ultimately,
don't have
there
to
will be
make it an
things-
industry, by the way, because it is Pretty Wack Industries. It could
Yeah.
just be Pretty Wack you as an artist, but instead
Yeah.
you create all this red tape and all this like hierarchy where you're at every level.
Yeah, because I want to be respected by pretty much anybody. Now, the other things I do want to plug are there's a music that just came out from my friend and roommate AJ. His artist name on Spotify is Boyhood Period. He just came out with a cover of the Cranberries' "Linger." You should take a listen to that.
It would
And
be very funny if I bleeped this.
he would really appreciate that. And if you live in Brooklyn, go to Iffy's Hot Chicken. It's awesome. It's off Nostrand Avenue. You got to go. And follow me on Instagram. Maybe I'll post eventually at Johnny V.
Yeah, you haven't posted in 2 years.
Yeah, but this is the year. This is my Jordan year where I post.
It's 2024
I'm in the
is your
paint
Jordan
right now,
year. You're
man.
27.
I'm in the paint. I'm ready, and I'm about to shoot.
And score.
And
Don't
whether
get
or not I
blocked.
score,
Yeah.
yeah. I might
Pump
get
fake
blocked.
if necessary.
Yeah.
The last 2 years have been pump fakes.
Oh yeah.
You have all your drafts are pump fakes. I got
3
a
in the
lot of
key
gold
for
in the
sure.
drafts.
They're pump fakes and deep fakes.
Nice.
Very good.
Joel, what do you got? And I swear to God, if you say anything in regards to the City of Brotherly Love.
I was just going to say thank you, Johnny, for that beautiful song. I mean, America loves a redemption story. The
Yeah.
Headgum podcast fans love a redemption story.
Mhm.
So I was glad to have Johnny here. And that's all I got.
Emma?
Oh, and go Sixers.
How dare you?
Follow me at Emma Rose Foley on Instagram. I don't have anything else.
Amir?
We're rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
By the time this comes out, you guys will know if I'm $1 million richer. That's right. I'm putting $1 million, taking a loan out,
Whoa.
and putting it all on the KC Chiefs plus 2.5.
That's USC.
If the Niners has won
That's the USC
since
fight
this
song.
episode has aired, you will not see me again. I will have taken a job at some community theater in between LA and New York. I'm
That's
off
the
grid
quickest way
entirely.
to make back $1 million. It's to join a community
No,
theater.
I'm running away from the law. And if I should win, then you guys will see me sort of a new version of myself.
Wow.
Where it won't be that dissimilar to the picture that you saw of me in front of the burning Capitol. I will have a new face, and I will be in front of a burning building.
It's your house for the insurance money. You get greedy.
Never
Patreon.com.
bet against Taylor.
Never interrupt my ass.
I thought you wanted that.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of the ground rules, actually.
Oh,
Patreon.com/Riley and Geoff. We're still doing Zoom parties over there. It's a lot of fun, and it's sort of it's sort of amorphous, but it's a lot of fun, and might as well join.
Yeah.
While we still do it, because who knows how much longer we'll do it? Probably a long time, but you never know. Marika, what?
What do you mean? What? I had to leave during
Plugs. We're doing plugs.
defamation of me. You can follow me on Instagram to see how much I actually care about Broadway and F1 at Marie K. Lawn. I didn't say I care or don't care, but I'm saying you can see how much I maybe care.
Okay, whatever.
And that I have no ill will towards Casey, my coworker, who I guess.
Why is this the angriest you've ever gotten on the show? At Johnny's harmless segment.
Ultimately harmless, yeah.
Ultimately harmless. And follow me on Letterboxd at Marie K. Lawn and Twitter.
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah. And I don't mean to like pick you apart, but I feel like you might do well to just like be a little bit more economical in your plugs. Like maybe just focus on one thing every week, because I think people glaze over when you give them 6 things to do. We'll see you guys again next week.
To do. I gave them 2.
That was a Headgum original.